ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here to call all the action for you on this W3L Network special edition of 7 Deadly Sins Stage 2. We are in Edinburgh and we're about to get our first of 2 semi-finals in 7 Deadly Sins underway. In the lime green shorts you've got bad boy Liam Thomson, and in the kind of khaki green trunks we have the original Craig Stevens. It's the Edinburgh Derby, ladies and gentlemen. Both men Edinburgh natives in their hometown, so neither man really gets the home field advantage per se. And of course, it's all to play for because the winner of this match advances to the finals of 7 Deadly Sins later tonight. Thomson with a standing switch getting Stevens into the corner. And immediately Craig Stevens goes to the floor. Now remember, this is a submission match, so you can only win via submission. No pinfalls in this contest. So it's going to mean a change of strategy. It's not like a standard singles wrestling contest like we saw in the quarterfinals of 7 Deadly Sins. And of course this tournament, the toughest in all the wrestling. Every round with different stipulations. I'm sure you've watched stage 1 already. It's up for free in the W3L Network. It happened 20 days ago, which throws another kind of spanner in the works, if you like, because traditionally 7 Deadly Sins is taking place over the course of one evening. A couple of times W3L management has had it in maybe 2 separate locations on the same day. Last year we had it over consecutive nights, but this year for the first time in history it was split with a 20-day gap in between. This has meant that the wrestlers have had 20 days to prepare, and after the stage 1 of 7 Deadly Sins, management announced the semi-final pairings almost immediately, so Thomson and Stevens have known that they were going to be facing each other in this contest for the past 20 days or so. Liam Thomson desperately trying to get up, but Craig Stevens has control of him. This is the kind of thing you would expect to see in a submission match. I would expect the men in question to be selecting a body part, trying to weigh it down. Again, they've got to come back out later on in a last man standing match, so you really want to get through this match in as quick a time as possible. Try and get as little in the way of damage or injury as possible. As Liam Thomson drops a leg across the arm of Craig Stevens, and of course try and conserve as much energy as you can, because the main event is going to be something that you're really going to have to need a lot of reserves for. Craig Stevens got to the ropes there. Of course rope breaks are in effect. He's walking it off. He's shown a lot of power, has the original Craig Stevens, particularly over the past maybe 6 to 12 months or so, let's say. But yeah, probably in the past year we've seen him get better and better, and he's become more and more vicious, and we've seen that in particular with Mike Musso. And it was back on Wrestling Showdown in early March on the W3L Network. He ran Musso head first at the ring post, giving him a concussion. And then in the first stage of 7 Deadly Sins, when they met in the quarterfinals, he did the same thing again. That's why Mike Musso is no longer part of 7 Deadly Sins. He was eliminated from the tournament. And he's currently out of W3L just now while he recuperates. And Thomson with a headlock. He's setting up the ropes and just runs right through Craig Stevens. Thomson has a 10-year experience advantage over Craig Stevens, and he's one of the very best that Scotland has produced. In many respects I sometimes think that Liam Thomson's a bit like Dean Malenko, in the respect that he is so good at what he does. He's so smooth and virtually flawless, but he never quite gets the respect or the recognition that a man with his ability really should be getting. And he's had success, of course. He's had success in various other wrestling organisations. Here in W3L, as Craig Stevens goes to the floor instead, Thomson has held the tag team championship, was even king of W3L at one point, and he, oh wow, what a move! Drop kicks Craig Stevens right in the coupon, right through the ropes, kicks him right in the face. And Liam Thomson seems to be cranking up the pace, because again, the quicker he gets his match won, the longer he gets to recuperate. We've got another semi-final next, so the winner of this is going to get a bit of time to rest and strategise. Thomson is definitely prepared for this. He knows who he could be facing. He knew he was facing Craig Stevens. And I certainly think when it comes to the fact this is a submission match, Thomson has the wrestling edge. I do not think, no disrespect to Craig Stevens, he is not quite the level of wrestler that Liam Thomson is. Thomson's taking his time, getting the crowd behind him, build up a head of steam. Oh, and Craig Stevens, oh, right in the eye. Used the referee and then stuck him right in the eye. And lobs Liam Thomson to the floor. Now, Craig Stevens' quarter-final match saw him and Mike Musso brawl on the floor. In fact, that's pretty much what the entire match was. There they are. Oh, right in the post. That's kind of clever, you have to think. Now, if Liam Thomson has an injured back, that should make him prime for being beaten. Now, interestingly, last year at 7 Deadly Sins, Craig Stevens reached the semi-finals. He attacked Johnny Lyons as he walked to the curtain, smashed him in the back with a chair, and focused his attack on Lyons' back. He did end up losing the contest, and Lyons obviously went on to win the whole thing. But Stevens did a lot of damage. Looks like he's kind of targeting this again as he's just rammed Liam Thomson back first in the edge of that ring apron, because that's where the wooden boards are, and there's only a little bit of fabric covering it, so he could have seriously damaged one of Thompson's vertebrae. I mean, he spent most of last year on hiatus with an injury, did Liam Thomson. He's fully recovered from that, of course, but you never know. As Stevens sticks a knee between the shoulder blades, wrenching back on the chin. And this is the third 7 Deadly Sins that Stevens has competed in. Although interestingly, it's only the first one that Thompson's been in, despite having been in W3L for nigh on 13 years on and off. He's never competed in 7 Deadly Sins. He has been on a card. He was at a 7 Deadly Sins a good number of years ago where he was in a non-tournament match, so he has watched the tournament up close, he has studied it, and he's come in prepared because he overcame Omar Mohammed in the quarter-finals. No easy task. Omar showed a lot of potential, but Liam Thompson's experience, edge and wrestling ability enabled him to defeat the Asian sensation. He was able to move on to the semi-finals, and Craig Stevens, he seems to be targeting anything on Liam Thomson. He had him in a chin lock, he's rammed his back into the ring post and the apron, he stamped on his hand. Now he's going for an abdominal stretch. It's like Stevens is, I don't want to say desperate, but he's like trying to find any chink in the armour of Liam Thomson, anything he can do to get a submission. Because this is not Craig Stevens' raison d'etre. This is not his area of a wrestling match. He's not a good technical wrestler. He can wrestle, don't get me wrong, but hold for hold submission style, that's not really what he does. We've seen Stevens' immense strength and evidence over the past few months. He's been throwing certainly Mike Musso around with these. Liam Thomson with a slick reversal, but Stevens hip toss, that was brute strength there. Of course, pinfalls do not count in this match, otherwise I'm sure both men would have gone for them at some point. They may have ended the contest, but Stevens with a stomp right to the back of Liam Thomson, continuing the attack there, going that sort of chin lock come camel clutch thing. It's hard to tell what he's going for, but it's a bit of both really. Wrenching away on Liam Thomson, that will aggravate the back and the neck as well. Of course, up next is Dickie Divers and Taylor Bryden. The winner of this match will meet one of those two men, and really any combination of these four will make for a fantastic last man standing match. Thompson a couple of forearms, referee getting right in there just to make sure Stevens gets knocked down, and again Liam Thompson's elevating the pace. That's what he needs to do. Oh, and he launches, oh wow, almost out the ring. Craig Stevens crashed down and his feet, his legs bounced off the bottom rope. It's a bad landing for him. Now he could have easily pulled the quad muscle there, so he might have suffered a leg injury. Liam Thomson ducks round and back suplexes him. Maybe that was exactly what Liam Thomson wanted to do, I don't know. But maybe he can apply a leg submission hold. Maybe get the better of Craig Stevens. Liam Thompson's so good. One of the best Scotland has ever produced, has to be said. And Stevens. Oh, there's the power I mentioned before. Look at this vertical suplex, and just held him with ease for dropping him down. And rolls into the legs. Boston Crab attempt, it looks like. That's exactly what it is. Focusing on the back yet again. Liam Thomson has never headlined Wrestlution, and he would love to get a crack at the Heavyweight Championship. Craig Stevens has never held a championship of any kind in W3L, and he would dearly love to climb to the biggest stage the Worldwide Wrestling League has, but saying it and doing it are two completely different things. Thomson got to the ropes. There's the tenacity of him. His never say die attitude. That's why he's so highly respected within wrestling as well as by the fans. Oh, catapulted off. Figure 4 leg lock got kicked away. Now it looks like a crossface attempt. And Liam Thomson realising that maybe focusing on a specific body part might not be the best strategy. Maybe he should just try and apply any submission hold and see what he can do. So he's got the crossface on, but Craig Stevens gets a foot on the bottom rope. So Liam Thomson has to break. Stevens goes out to the floor. And you can see, as I said before, Liam Thomson has the wrestling edge. He's been out wrestling Craig Stevens whenever he gets the chance. Just taking over to recover. Craig Stevens kneeling on the floor, catching his breath. Liam Thomson going after him. Oh! He just hit with a chair! He just smacked Liam Thomson, I think, the side of the head, the neck with a chair. Now, you may be thinking that's a DQ surely, but unfortunately, because the match can only be won by submission, it's that weird grey area, which is technically legal, and he's locked him in a camel clutch, wrenching back on the neck. Is Thomson even conscious? He got hit in the side of the head and the neck. I wasn't entirely sure where it was, but certainly in the head area. And if he's checking his hands, Liam Thomson, he might be unconscious. His hands fallen twice. And a third time, the referee has called for the bell. Craig Stevens has won the contest. So Liam Thomson out-wrestled him at every turn, and Craig Stevens had to resort to cheating, although technically well within the rules. He hit him with a chair, but regardless he advances to the finals of 7 Deadly Sins. 7 Deadly Sins is sponsored by our good friends at Crafty Connoisseur. For all your small batch craft distillery needs, check out craftyconnoisseur.co.uk. Well, how about this one? It's the two arch rivals, Dickie Divers in the black singlet and Taylor Bryden in the purple trunks, facing each other yet again. What a storied history these two men have here in the World Wide Wrestling League. Of course, they were part of the contingency plan. They were roughshod over W3L, holding the tag team championship 4 times between them. But then it all began to go sour. In April of last year, Divers turned on Taylor Bryden after a tag team match. They split up. Divers went solo and became the first ever wrestling showdown champion. Bryden chased him, trying to get his hands on him. And I'm sure you know the history of it. I'll not recap it all now. All of it's available on the W3L network, which of course you can watch for free. And so as a consequence, these two men have no love lost. They encountered each other in the open road battle royal. Divers received a bye in that contest by winning the battle royal, so he sat out the quarterfinals. So he basically won the battle royal and has spent the past 20 days just getting ready for this contest, just waiting. And as I said before, at the conclusion of 7 Deadly Sins Stage 1, management announced the bracketing for the semi-finals, and Bryden made a mistake by taking his eyes off Divers. So Divers knew he was facing Bryden, somebody he has wrestled before. Then back at Remedy, of course, Taylor Bryden defeated Dickie Divers to win the Showdown Championship, which he has since lost to the XL de Coleridge. So Divers would love to redress that. There's no title on the line, not yet. Of course, a victory here and a victory in our main event. We'll see one of these men potentially heading to Wrestlution to challenge for the Heavyweight Championship. Divers and Bryden have both headlined Wrestlution before in a double title tag team match. And Bryden just raining fists down upon the head of Dickie Divers. Then it's also a submission match just like the prior one, so you get no pinfalls in this contest. So I see Bryden going straight for it, trying to get the arm, but Divers immediately getting the ropes and just jumps straight at the ring, doesn't even wait for the referee to start counting. He just goes straight to the floor. Now Taylor Bryden, this is his 6th 7 Deadly Sins he's been part of, and he's never got any further than this round, the semi-finals. Divers, this is 7 Deadly Sins number 5 for him. and he actually got all the way to the finals back in 2017. Not, it has to be said, without a good bit of help from Taylor Bryden. And so again, these two men very well down, just taking his time, thinking that the prior match he went to win this match as quickly as possible, and with suffering as little damage as possible, because of course you've got a last man standing match coming up, and you've got to face the original Craig Stevens as well, who looked pretty dominant against Liam Thomson. He was out wrestled, but he used a chair in the last man standing match. That's going to be perfectly acceptable. Oh, here comes Bryden, he said enough. Chasing each other around the ring. Oh, and divers. Went for the elbow drop, but Bryden knows him so well. You don't become a 4-time tag team champion with somebody and not get to know their tricks. And again, Bryden going for the arm, and again, divers getting to the ropes. Oh, and he rakes the face of Taylor Bryden. I suppose that's the kind of things divers does. Oh wow, went for a sleeper hold. Bryden got rid of him immediately, but ran into the boot there. And I think much like the last match, because neither man is really a submission specialist, I think we've seen them trying anything to try and wear down their opponent, see what seems to work the best. Is it an arm lock, a leg lock? Which we'll find out as we go along. Maybe be targeting Bryden's back after that huge body slam. Oh, right in the back of the skull. Diver just drops that knee with accuracy. And Diver's now over on the turnbuckle pad, just beginning to unlace it. He's arguing with the referee, who's obviously doesn't want this match to end in a controversial manner, as the last one kinda did. Remember, there's that grey area as it pertains to submissions and disqualifications in this contest. Both are trying to ram each other into it, but back to the eyes of Taylor. Bryden goes divers, here he comes. Oh, and Bryden got a foot up. Hang on! Big German suplex. Now if you saw Remedy, you will know divers did that to Taylor Bryden, and that caused Bryden to fold in half, and he broke a rib. Dickie Divers broke one of Taylor Bryden's ribs with a German suplex, and if he's done that here, this could be disastrous for Taylor Bryden, because he's in a submission match. Now he's caught in this camel clutch, and of course if his rib has been injured, it's going to be absolute agony for him. Every breath will be like a hot knife stabbing into his body. And down across the back goes Dickie Divers. He may have just found the key to winning the submission match here, because if he's injured Bryden's rib and can target that, he may well be in for a short contest and a quick victory. Backbreaker there, and just stretching Taylor Bryden, bow and arrow style. As I mentioned before, Divers won the opening round battle royal and received a bye. Taylor Bryden, to go through the quarterfinals, had to wrestle Luke Aldridge, the man who took the Wrestling Showdown title off him. So he got a bit of satisfaction by defeating the Exile. And nobody's clapping for Divers. Nobody likes that at all. At 7 Deadly Sins last year, both Bryden and Divers were involved. They immediately eliminated each other from the Battle Royal, and then they interfered in each other's matches and effectively cost both of these men their respective chances of winning 7 Deadly Sins. Oh, Bryden using every part of his body there, breaks contact with Divers. Oh no, reversal! Bryden goes up and right into the sleeper hold. And Divers has been trying for this before. Of course, if he can get his arm across the carotid artery, it will slowly flow the blood to the brain. Bryden will slow down, potentially pass out. That'll certainly make it hard for him to breathe if he's got Divers' hand across his windpipe as well. Yet again, Bryden crashes into Divers when he wants to cross the ring. Yep, and another reversal. But this time Bryden hits the turnbuckles hard, and Divers back to that sleeper. I think he's found something here, found an opening. So he keeps going to the sleeper and he's taken Bryden down. But we saw Liam Thomson pass out, because to be fair, he had just been hit in the head with a chair. So maybe Divers thinking something similar. I know he and Bryden were watching that match while preparing for this one. So now he's applied that sleeper hold. Bryden's fading. If his hand falls 3 times, we'll get another stoppage. It's twice. I think Divers is going to the finals. No! Taylor Bryden still alive for him yet. Feeding off this audience. Something that he's not done in a long time, because remember, as part of the contingency plan, Bryden was despised, as indeed was Divers as well. But he used to be extraordinarily popular many years ago here in W3L, and he's refinding, if you like, his fan favourite status as he picks up Divers and drives him down with force. And this was a normal singles match. I think a pinfall would be academic at this point. It's not though, and Bryden needs to get on Divers, needs to apply some sort of submission hold, because saying it and doing it are 2 completely different things. Bryden's struggling to get up. He's taken a bit of a beating. Those sleeper holds have had their effect. Well, he ducks. Oh, goes to the arm. He was trying for this at the start of the contest, and he wrenches back with the Wakigatame. Known in Japan as the Fujiwara armbar for Yuchaki Fujiwara. Wow! Bridges over and wrenching away, and Divers, it looks like he's trying to roll his body to alleviate the pressure. And he grabs the ropes. They were within grasp, and why not? It's that type of match. Dickie Divers grabs hold of the ropes. Bryden getting this crowd back on his side. Divers still weakened arm. Bryden trying to target again. Divers a couple of blows just trying to break the grip. And Bryden, wow! Ricochets off the ropes. Oh, and a low blow. And again, it's that grey area with the rules in this contest. I mean, it's held literally that you can only win by submission, so as a consequence, things like disqualifications don't really apply, and it's unfortunate because you want to see a clean wrestling match. And Divers decided to go for a figure 4 leg lock here. He's applied it, he's got it locked in. Question the strategy here, because he's been targeting the back and particularly the head of Taylor Bryden, but now he's gone for his legs. And I guess if he injures Bryden's legs or at least wears them down, as Bryden's rolled it over, Bryden has reversed it, and Divers now in pain. Is he going to get to the ropes? Oh no, he rolls back. I thought the grip had broken, but he hadn't. He managed to reverse it, so the pressure back on Taylor Bryden, who's lucky that if this was a normal match, his shoulders being down would have constituted the pinfall. Oh, he gets the ropes. Taylor Bryden's legs will be agony now. This could help Divers, because maybe Bryden won't be able to stand. Look, he's clutching his knee. Clutching that right knee. Divers going for it again. Well, I mean, worked out for him there, so I can understand it. Bryden can't hold on. Hold on! Oh! We saw this in the last match, but Divers got run head first into that exposed turnbuckle, and Bryden with a kata hajime gets the immediate submission. Dickie Divers submits, and Taylor Bryden moves on to the finals. So we have a brand new final, never seen it 7 Deadly Sins before. Taylor Bryden gets to his first finals, Craig Stevens gets his first finals. They will meet in a last man standing match, and it's coming up next. Be sure to check out all of W3L's social media platforms. Visit our website, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. You can buy tickets for upcoming events and find out all the latest up-to-minute information about W3L. Let's hear from the original and see how he got to the finals.
You just witnessed me take out one of the best that Scotland has to offer in Liam Thomson by submission. Now, we're on to the finals against Taylor Bryden. The last time I had Taylor Bryden, Mike Musso got in the way and cost me the match. But do you know what? I took Mike Musso's head and I rammed it right into that ring post. And now he's out the picture. You're looking at Craig Stevens, who's going to be the last man standing, and also your future W3L Heavyweight Champion.
Strong words from the original Craig Stevens. Let's take a look at how he got through 7 Deadly Sins. In the first round, he found himself as one of the final 4 in the opening round battle royal. However, his exuberance would cost him as he careered over the top rope to the floor. However, the original wasn't done yet. He would return to the ring and attack Mike Musso with a stiff, vicious kick to the ribs, allowing Musso to be primed for being flung over the top rope and be eliminated. He was drawn against Musso in the quarterfinals, a match that started before the bell even rang and quickly spilled out onto the floor. Both men doing whatever it took to try and gain a victory, throwing caution to the wind, until Craig Stevens would run Mike Musso head first into the ring post, something he had done once before. This left Musso to be counted out, allowing Craig Stevens to advance into the semi-finals of 7 Deadly Sins. And just earlier on tonight we saw him facing bad boy Liam Thomson in the semi-final submission match. He was out-wrestled by the bad boy, but Craig Stevens would use that grey area in the rules to hit him in the face with a chair, leaving Liam Thomson to be knocked unconscious courtesy of a camel clutch, which means that Craig Stevens wins the semi-final and he now moves on into the finals of 7 Deadly Sins. Can Craig Stevens be the last man standing and move on to Wrestlution XIII? So here comes Craig Stevens' opponent, and let's look at how he reached the finals.
Tonight, I beat Dickie Divers. I made him tap out. I showed everybody what a coward he is. But it's not about Divers anymore. It's about the W3L Heavyweight title, and it's about the main event of Wrestlution. I'm going to go on, I'm going to beat Craig Stevens in the last man standing match, and it's going to be me going to Wrestlution to win the W3L title.
Taylor Bryden is focused and determined. Let's take a look at how he reached the finals of 7 Deadly Sins. In the opening round battle royal, Bryden made it to the final 3. He would attempt to eliminate his arch rival Dickie Divers, but a low blow made all the difference and Bryden was eliminated. Then in the quarterfinals he would go up against the XL Luke Aldridge, the man who had defeated him for the Wrestling Showdown Championship. Taylor Bryden would survive a barrage of offense until he would counter the DD6 by hoisting Aldridge up over the shoulders and driving him down the canvas for the count of 3 and allowing him to advance into the semi-finals of 7 Deadly Sins. And it was earlier tonight in the submission match he had to go up against Divers yet again. Divers attempted that sleeper hold at every opportunity, but Bryden would be one step ahead and would counter it before locking on a choke of his own, making Divers submit instantaneously and allowing Bryden passage into the finals of wrestling's toughest tournament. So it's Bryden versus Stevens, but who is going on to Wrestlution XIII? Well, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. It's the finals of 7 Deadly Sins. It's last man standing, and it's Craig Stevens versus Taylor Bryden. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the last man standing match, basically there's no rules, no pins, no submissions, no countouts, no disqualifications. You have to make sure your opponent gets knocked off his feet and cannot stand up before the count of 10. That's all you need to do, and you can do that in any way necessary. And we're starting at a high rate of velocity here. Stevens holding on for all he's worth, and Bryden ends up on the ring apron. And both men had slightly different semi-final matches. We've seen just now how they got through to the finals of 7 Deadly Sins. All the matches they had between stage 1 20 days ago and stage 2 here in Edinburgh. Bryden chopping all the hair off the chest of Craig Stevens, and it's all perfectly legal. Both of these men want to advance to Wrestlution XIII. And Stevens gets that kick in the face. Stevens has never headlined Wrestlution, and he has had precious few heavyweight championship opportunities. Bryden did headline Wrestlution once, Wrestlution XIII it was, back in 2015. But a one-on-one opportunity for the heavyweight title is something he would dearly love. And what is Stevens going to be doing here? He disappeared out of view. The referee just followed him. The referee can't really do very much. Stevens goes right at the post. Now, he was putting Liam Thomson in that earlier on, and we've seen him ram Mike Musso into the post a couple of times, and with a deadly effect to Mike Musso. And so Bryden's got him up, and a low blow speaks for itself. That's twice now we've seen this. Certainly tonight, Taylor Bryden, I hope he's wearing a cup, because otherwise it's going to be black and blue down there. But again, it's perfectly legal. And Craig Stevens going under the ring. We saw him use a chair against Liam Thomson earlier, and he's dug that same chair out again. This time it's totally fine. Right in the midsection of Taylor Bryden. And down across the back, the pain arching up the spine of Taylor Bryden. I can't imagine what that's like. And now the referee applies the count. Bryden has until 10 to get back to his feet. If he does, the match will continue. If he doesn't, the match will be over. And again, this will happen every time a wrestler is off their feet. And of course, it's high stakes, like I said. And Bryden tried to duck, but Stevens caught in the lower back, and Bryden just crumples. And again, referee starts the count once more. Once you get up, the count ends. Again, if you fall over again, it will restart. So yeah, the winner goes on to the main event of Wrestlution XIII later this year to challenge for the Heavyweight Championship. The chair ricochets. It bounces back and smacks Stevens in the head. There's those strikes and kicks from Taylor Bryden. Big enziguri, and Craig Stevens collapses. Now the referee is applying a count, and you notice he started counting Bryden as well. He's now pulled himself up, so if he's now focusing on Craig Stevens. These two men met back at Edinburgh Comic Con in April in a one-on-one singles contest, but neither man expected it to be meeting a last man standing match. Stevens out. And he picks up. There's the power of Stevens. Running power slam. Craig Stevens has been getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And he's arguably the strongest man in W3L. I mean, he can throw somebody like Mike Musso around. Johnny Lyons he's thrown around as well. So he's a powerful man, and he's throwing all 204 pounds of Taylor Bryden around like he's almost weightless. And Stevens has now grabbed himself another chair. I think Bryden tried a shoulder block to the midsection, but Stevens just caught him on the shoulder. And Bryden with a strike doesn't want to be hit with the chair again. It's all been Stevens using the weapons. Bryden's not really had the opportunity to as yet. Jab to the throat. We saw this earlier on. Big clothesline by Taylor Bryden. Threw everything into that. And Stevens goes down, so yet again the referee applying the count. Neither of these men are necessarily specialists in last man standing or hardcore style affairs. I mean, Bryden's been in a no DQ match before. Craig Stevens battled and Mike Musso in a no DQ match, and just last month on Wrestling Showdown. So both men have done it, but it's not really their thing, if you know what I mean. Because I'm sure Johnny Lyons waiting in the wings, watching this with keen interest. He is currently the W3L Heavyweight Champion, and if he has his way, he will still be. Stevens avoided the chair. Yeah, he will still become Wrestlution XIII, so I mean, anything could happen between now and then, so we shall see what happens. Craig Stevens with the chair. Jabbed Taylor Bryden just like he did to Liam Thomson in the submission match earlier. But all he needs to do is keep Bryden down. He doesn't need to make him submit, he just needs to prevent him from getting up. Of course, Bryden wants to do that to Stevens as well. There's a chair being set up. Bryden slow to move. Taste the steel yet again. Stevens has been really good with these chairs. He's used them more than Bryden has. I don't know if Bryden was intended to maybe try and out-wrestle Craig Stevens in this match, but Stevens has come in grabbing any plunder that he can. He's arguably been the more vicious of the two, but until one wrestler cannot stand up before the count of 10, it's all circumstantial. Oh, Bryden firing back. What on Craig Stevens went face first in the chair. I think he tried to get his hands up, but he still hit it, and if nothing else, he may have jarred a finger, it may have injured a forearm, and of course if your hands are throbbing, if you've hurt your wrist, it makes it difficult to pick people up. And Stevens does like to lift people. We saw him with that stalling suplex. Oh, Bryden. Now, he's not going to drop Stevens. No, Stevens got out of that one. And he picks him up. Power slam style. Oh, no. Right across both chairs. Taylor Bryden power slammed onto those two chairs. And the referee's starting the count. That is an awful thing for Bryden to take. He's been power slammed onto two chairs. He must be in absolute agony. Stevens just bellowing at him. We're up to 8. Is Bryden going to get up? We're up to 9. Can Taylor Bryden get up? And he doesn't. Taylor Bryden can get up. Craig Stevens wins the match. Whether you like Craig Stevens, whether you don't like Craig Stevens, you've got to admire the fact that he used the rules to their fullest. He power slammed Taylor Bryden through two chairs, preventing him from getting up. And what is he doing? The match is over. Craig Stevens adding insult to injury. Yet again with another running power slam. Craig Stevens is heading to Wrestlution XIII in a shot at the Heavyweight Championship.
Don't close that browser. No. We can't have a network special without the merchandise now, can we? No, we cannot. Well done, Craig. Good effort. You just beat one of the best in Taylor Bryden, and you earned yourself a championship opportunity at Wrestlution. Fantastic. You're the reason I'm not there tonight, the concussion thing and stuff. You're doing really well for yourself. If you were on the other side of the M8, they'd say you were making waves as if you were one of the Beach Boys or something. You're doing really good. However, I hate to break this to you, but you see, the main event of Wrestlution, you're now swimming with sharks. And last year at Wrestlution, I walked in as W3L champion, and I had a little thing that we call in the business a rematch clause. And I've been watching Johnny Lyons, and he's been a fantastic champion. But you see, I'm a little bit bored now, and I kind of want my championship back. And what better stage to do that on than the very stage that I had my championship taken from me, Wrestlution. Now I see what you're doing the maths. You're thinking I had a 50% chance this would reduce it to 33 1/3. No, numbers lie, Craig. Numbers lie. You see, you were going in there with a fantastic champion in Johnny Lyons. If this becomes a triple threat, which I have every contractual right to make it, you're not 33 1/3. You're going in there with a fantastic champion in Johnny Lyons and a 5-time champion in me. And I want my championship back, and there isn't a damn thing you're going to be able to do to stop me taking it. But you see this hand? There's no shovel in it. No, I'm a fair man. I will give you a chance to keep that championship opportunity of yours as 1-on-1. And I've got the perfect way of playing this out. You see, you knocked me out once, shame on me, I guess. You knocked me out twice, and that's shame on me as well. But 3 times, if you can knock me out 3 times, then I'll give up my rematch clause. it's gone. You have your one-on-one match at Wrestlution with Johnny Lyons, and you take your best crack at becoming W3L Heavyweight Champion. This is what I'm proposing. A last man standing match. The very match that you just proved your dominance in. We do that. Me versus you. You've knocked me out twice. You should feel confident. But those will be the rules. And if you knock me out again, you get your one-on-one match. Now, I'm not medically cleared at the moment, but I've spoken to the doctors, and this whole concussion thing should have passed by, say, the Summer Spectacular. June 15th, Five Ice Arena in Kirkcaldy. Me and you, Stevens, last man standing. You better be ready, because I plan on smashing, grabbing, and taking what's mine. My rematch for the W3L Heavyweight Championship. See you at the Ice Arena.